You should just swing your mic around because you might be able to get some of these cuts in, do some pieces.
Oh yeah,
of
I guess I
videos.
realized I didn't. Yeah.
Because we're just sitting here talking.
I
About
know
games.
the very thing we're
But
about
like
to talk about.
this is I think what the idea of what you wanted the intro of the video to be.
Yes.
Like just bullshit.
Yes. And sometimes it takes 20 minutes.
But so the guy who has Helldivers, he was rolling by and he's like, I don't know if you ever, he's like, have you ever heard of Monster Hunter? I said, okay. I said, my friend, that is like his favorite game, and there's a new one coming out soon, like it's coming.
2025 maybe.
And he's like, I know. He's like, I don't take off for games anymore, like because he's like, I'm a grown man, and he's like, I know that I would burn through a game because he's like, I'm single, I don't have kids, like I just live by myself. He's like, if I took off 3 days, he said I'd be 50, 60 hours into a game, and then I'm like done the game, so I don't want to ruin it.
So at least he knows to pace himself.
Right. Monster Hunter's taking a week. He said, I'm taking a week off. He said, that is my favorite game that I've ever played. I said, well, I'm excited to do it because we talked about Dragon's Dogma too.
Yeah.
And I was like, the only thing I don't like about that is it's not multiplayer. But he plays all those, like, he's just a gamer.
Yeah.
But for Monster Hunter, he's taking a week. Yeah. Taking a week.
Ryan, it's gonna be hard for me to go to bed and like realize that I have to go to sleep. It's like Santa's coming.
You don't though.
Next
You just
day.
you just stay up and drink energy drinks until the morning comes.
Do you remember midnight releases? Did you ever go with me to a midnight release?
God, I've been to a couple of them.
Okay.
God, remember running through
for
White
WoW,
Marsh?
Yeah. Oh my God. For Grand Theft Auto.
Yes, that was it. I couldn't have told you what it's for.
Grand
You
Theft Auto
rolled
4.
up in that Chevy Astro, just pulled her up. Then all the boys rolled out the back.
And you know what? Everyone understood the assignment.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, "Oh yeah, they're here." For
No,
this
and I
thing."
did for Warcraft. I did 2 or 3.
Maybe
I still have the
for one of
shirt
them.
that I received
Oh,
from
that's
the
pretty cool.
Cataclysm.
That's pretty cool.
For standing
That's the
outside,
one with
that
the
was
dragon on it, right?
Yeah, that was standing out front of
I don't know why I was like that.
the GameStop in
Bel Air?
Parkville. Yeah, because that was the only one that was doing it.
Oh, okay.
Or it was down in Perry. It was like past Perry Hall a little bit. And then I've done 2 mall ones, one or 2 with you,
At White Marsh.
and then I did one by myself at White Marsh. I think
I think I even did Harvard Mall once. I don't know.
these are the things that people like. Kids these days,
They'll never
never know what that feels like because here you are
camaraderie.
just waiting for the midnight release and you're just download.
But everyone in line is doing the same you are. So everyone's talking about, like, back
Yeah,
when people communicated. It was like, oh, we're all here
Right.
for this common thing that we all love. And you just talk about that and time flies by.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, you're home and you're booted up and you ain't doing shit the next
And then
day.
you get on, you're fighting everybody going. You got to do what you got to do. And
Yep.
yeah, man, things that you won't experience anymore.
That's okay. So that's one of the things that I don't ever want to lose, and why gaming is so important to me, because I know in the long game of life, I will get to the point to where running is something I'm not able to do anymore. Lifting isn't going to be something I should be able to
Right.
do anymore. What will I have in order to, like, yeah, exactly. I want to be able to sit down and still have, like, and people, studies been done. People who have games, like, dementia is less likely. Like,
Yeah.
You know, there are, like, health
Because it
benefits
tests
to
your
gaming.
brain, it's puzzles, it's
exactly.
great, it's like
Yeah.
it's
What
problem
is a video
solving.
game but a big puzzle?
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Especially in like games like I would say like Elden Ring is like
Yes, that's a
difficult.
dexterity
So
puzzle.
you have to think about it, like
Yeah.
figure out, and like even Baldur's Gate when we play, you have to be
Oh,
strategic.
through combat. Absolutely. It's engaging your brain, your creativeness, your problem-solving skills, your teamwork ability, and gaming, that can carry us through to where we're in retirement
You're just
homes.
not going into Fortnite just shooting each other.
Yeah, I can't stand shooters anymore, man. Like,
Not like that.
God damn.
Like I feel like you would probably like a story mode of a shooter.
I used to play the single player in Call of Duty, which
Right.
everyone knows is a joke. Like,
Well,
and then
now,
I
I don't think
realized
that's,
after
like,
a
their-
while, no, some of the Call
They
of Duty games
abandoned
don't
it.
have
Yeah.
single player. They're like, listen, guys, we know what you're doing here. This is going to cost time and money. Just give us all your
Right,
fucking
for
money now.
for a part of a game that we talk about, like the anime like community and the animators in there, they put so much time in, and then you're not even using it. So I wouldn't want the game people to waste their time and energy making a single person version.
That's cool. Then
kill
charge
it.
less money.
True. You know what? Because if you did just a sole multiplayer platform, like let's say Call of Duty,
Right.
only that, and you charged, like if games, let's say games are still $60 because they're not. But if you charge
They're
like
all 70 now.
right, so if you charge 30 or 40, and then you have an in-game shop. I'm perfectly fine with that.
Because you didn't make sure that the person knew that it was a full game price and had
Right.
their wallet out at the time of purchase,
Yep.
and giving them something less for the same amount.
For sure.
But then
you actively took a large chunk of the game out, and you're still charging the same.
you take
More
away. It's almost like Eminem when he rhymes and he makes fun of himself and he's self-deprecating. If I do that, if I charge less for my game, and like, because I know I'm giving you less, I've taken the wind out of your sails to complain about the fact that you charged the same and I didn't get it. So now I've already I have goodwill in the community.
Yeah.
Because they're going to feel, damn, they respect my wallet. You're going to be able to justify your in-game store without getting that blowback because, well, at least they charge less
Exactly.
than $70.
Like, I would be more willing, like,
Right.
do I want that cosmetic? Do I want that special gun?
Not at $70, I didn't.
No.
But 20?
For if I spent $40 on the game, and then for $5 I can buy a cosmetic or like in a package deal or whatever,
yeah.
$10, sure, I'd be more willing to do it. And then like in the same thing that you're talking about, if you buy a game at $70, I probably wouldn't. Helldivers is a good example. You bought it for $40,
Yep.
and I bought it for $40. So a person who's never not in the gaming atmosphere, like in like that,
Right.
they now made $10 more than they would have for one person to buy it for $70. Like that's the thing. Like that
was one of the things that sold you when we talked about it.
Was it $40?
I was like, hey, the good news is about trying this game, at least you're not coming out of pocket for the full
$70.
AAA. By the way, it is a AAA experience.
That's what I was gonna say. For $40, that has literally been one of the best quality things I've played in a while.
Helldivers is a breath of fresh air for all of gaming. For everyone to go, oh, so we don't just need to, by default, give these companies $70 for a game that may or may not be complete. They can charge for $40, and then we're not going to bitch when they have an in-game store. And then it's even better than what we're describing. Because then Helldivers is like, and everything that you can buy, you can earn in-game. And we're not going to make the ratio.
I haven't seen where you
between,
can buy things yet.
Yeah, so it's one of the when you press square to get to your
That purchasing
if
page
you press
things.
down. I think it's down on the D-pad.
Before you
it
hit.
would have been a separate page.
Okay.
So that's where the premium currency gets spent. So, but you earn them in game by playing. That is the best way to go about doing this because look at the goodwill it bought them in the community where they had server issues, logging on issues. They had I think some performance issues for maybe I'm not remembering correctly, but I thought they had a little bit. Everyone in the community was not only cool with waiting.
Yeah.
They were like, hey guys, take all the time you need. Great game. I'll be playing this for so many years.
The internet and the game community was like, yeah, it's fine.
That is what happens when you respect the gaming community because we're not a bunch of 40-year-olds in our mother's basement. Like we all have lives. We
Your
just
time's
want you
valuable.
to respect our money.
Yep.
And
Money and time.
Not the biggest thing in the whole industry is when you charge $70 for a game and it ain't $70.
I think about that one
ain't.
game.
Skull and Bones just came out and it was a
That too.
beautiful example.
What was that game with Keanu Reeves was like the design of the character?
Oh, Cyberpunk.
Yeah,
2077.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played it.
heard that one was like.
I looked forward to that game so much I can't tell you. I was looking for news every day because CD Projekt Red made that game. And the same goodwill we're talking about in the community, they already built with The Witcher 3. So I was like, okay, if any company is going to come out with a game that's going to respect me as a gamer, not overcharge me either at some store online or a season pass.
Yeah.
All these reasons together, I was like, they're obviously going to slam dunk this. But they did so many new things in this game. They underestimated.
So you cut them some slack for trying something new?
I still did because I played the game eventually. I did not buy it at release because of how many issues it had.
Yeah.
But I always knew, everyone said, it's a great game, it's a great game, it's a great game, it's broken. So I was like, okay, a broken good game will be a good game eventually.
Because they're going to fix it and actively try.
Exactly.
Or
so
there's going to be a lot.
I gave them a chance, and I did, and it was a fantastic game.
Okay, so they came around.
It did.
They just
and right now,
didn't want to
the
wait any
reviews have
longer.
gone the other way because after it's like No Man's Sky. Everyone was like, okay, after the terrible launch and the roadmap to get to where we finally are, it's a great game now, and the expansion that came out was wildly well received.
Okay.
So it fixed the errors because CD Projekt Red is a great company. They don't want to get bought by Sony or Microsoft. They're like, We got the
will.
calls. We're not interested in selling. And I love private.
Till they just go, let me cut you a check and you tell me.
And they go, yeah, but I can do all this myself, and then I don't have to.
But don't you want this? Give me that back. Don't you want the security blanket of us?
Yeah.
We're like protecting you.
Listen, all the production, all the advertising, all that stuff, we'll take care of that.
Yeah. We'll poorly advertise it. We won't put investment in it. And we'll kind of just grind you into the earth.
You know what I'm liking about young people? I think a lot of young people...
Okay, first off, pop, but go on.
I think a lot of people... No, like us. Young people like us.
Oh, cool. I'm young. Okay.
Yeah, we're
young
of course
and
we're
hip.
young. The fuck? God damn it. We're realizing, I think, as a generation, that you don't need a middleman for fucking everything.
No, not anymore, where you felt like... Because
the internet's come... and
that's what's changed everything. Is, A, where the state of which the internet's in, the access in which we all have, and like the constant connection, albeit not like this. You could text, you could FaceTime, you could do all these things, and now like, okay, well, and you, because you even think of like small, like gaming companies, you think the same thing. You think about small YouTube channels. You think about like anybody has the option to try, and is it going to be successful? That's up to two things: A, your persistent capability,
be dedicated,
be good enough. What is the internet kind to you? And then truly, like you have to get lucky. It's like hitting the lottery.
It's a little bit more statistically.
It's easier. I think you could do a more successful internet presence than you could hit like the Mega Millions.
Absolutely.
But it's those type of things. Like, so you get the sport and you have like Instagram influencers that could back you. That's all it takes is one person that has a cult following of millions and be like,
and all they do is
say,
hey guys, look over here in this direction.
And they're like, and everybody buys it.
Yeah.
So it's simple like that. So like a small gaming company, if they did well with The Witcher, you are now a forever fan.
And everyone comes to them, these big companies, and they go, that was great. We'd love to bring you on board. We'd love to get you in-house. And they go, because of everything we're talking about, I can do the publishing. I can do the advertising. I can do... And
people will find it.
And I don't get to
right there.
Sell my company to you.
Your feed and your YouTube and everything is catered to you. So you're going to be fed this stuff. So it's almost like, obviously, it's not free. We are taxed to use this by our marketing, like in our person.
Yeah.
But like when it gears it to things like that, like if you saw something come up like a Witcher 4.
Oh, it's already announced.
Okay, well,
CD
there we go.
Projekt Red is already working on it. And when I saw it, I was like, oh my God!
But here's the same thing. I've never seen anything about that. But it's catered to people. So there's a ton of people like you.
My internet is my own little nugget of the internet.
Right.
That's like, and
it's and it helps those smaller companies to like, and plus, I feel every time we talk like this and we have and conversations, there's always something negative about Sony, Microsoft, Apple, like these big companies that are just trying to absorb everybody.
Yeah.
There seems to be the more they get, the more problems they have, which usually go hand in hand. Yeah. Truly, it does.
More money, more problems. Yeah. It's a saying for a reason.
But if you're a small gaming company of whatever CD Projekt Red is, let's say
I don't think they're small anymore.
Let's say if it's a couple thousand, I don't know, people.
I don't know.
But like you're going to get better treatment. You're going to get better pay.
And you can control the atmosphere of like the ecosystem of your company. Once you get so big and you have divisions and they're in 37 cities, I think they have divisions in different... The whole point is when you're a private like entity and you get to make your own rules and you get to have that tight-knit community. Yeah.
You don't have to check with the CEO of Sony to see if this is okay or like your manager. Because let's say you're the owner of the company of CD Projekt Red. And then you're like, you don't have to... Yeah, let's do that, guys. You don't have to be like, let me type an email.
Yep.
Does this sound okay?
And that was what I loved about Larian.
Right. I think they did well,
because Larian's another one of those companies that's just like, we're going to do it the way we do it. We're going to handle everything. And they signed an agreement with Wizards of the Coast to be the ones to have the rights to produce and develop Baldur's Gate 3. And then they just give Wizards of the Coast money.
That's all Wizards wants.
Yeah, that's all they want.
But they're also like, obviously they're a big name, so it doesn't hurt to have them in your corner.
Right.
But not to own you. You're partners.
Exactly. You're paying me to do something.
Right.
And I'm going to produce it and then give you a cut.
Yeah, if you say, hey, you'll give us 10%, 20%, whatever. Yeah. Sure. But that's easy. So when you're a company like that and you want to be like yourself You just cut a check and you paid your dues. Mm-hmm. And I'm good with that. And I wish more people would do that. But I get it. It's a scary word out there. Like, you don't want to fail. So, like, even thinking about, like, this, like, the YouTube channel. If, like, a bigger person was like, hey, you want to come, like, be part of this? Yeah.
Networking.
Yeah. Because, like, I'll get under your wing.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'll nestle right in. Yeah. Because it's just, like, this day and age, you need, a door opened almost for you, and, or like, some help. It's hard to come from the ground up anymore.
It is.
Everything's been done 14 different times. Nothing's really original. You know, the only thing that, like, to this YouTube channel that's original is, like, you and I.
Exactly. Well, that's the only part.
We are the original. But everything that we're doing isn't, but it's our spin and our take on it.
Yeah.
So those are the things that, like, you know, I would, you know, it's definitely a possibility, but you never know.
Anyway, all that to say,
yeah,
welcome to episode 6. Actually,
the real episode 6. My fault, everybody. I'm so sorry. That was, I even showed him.
Episode 6-2. Welcome.
Yeah. This is true 6. But
true 6.
You know, I think this is going to be some interesting. We had big events happen over this time while we were, you know, away for that week. You know, the Anime Awards, of the 2024
We're definitely going to talk about the Anime Awards.
Yes, I think that'd be great. I know you have a couple animes. We are watching 2 fantastic animes right now.
Yes.
And if you think we're just as fantastic as anime, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We are on that road to 500. 500. So help us get there. That would be a sweet milestone. And, of course, anything that we do, we want to make it better for our audience and do what is right. So, anyway, what better left is to dive in.
All right, plug gone, and now we can get into the anime. Because that's really all I have this week. I mean, there's not really much. I mean, we're playing Helldivers. I'm playing Elden Ring again. You're playing
and loving it, he said.
Oh my god, it's
Helldivers is amazing.
It's pretty good.
Look, these crusty, sweaty little tips get off of my keyboard of Warcraft to get on Helldivers, and I look forward to it. Although we talk every time, I'm missing Baldur's Gate as well.
So, I am missing Baldur's Gate.
Just not enough time in the day. Still trying to find that. You know, got to make a 26th hour.
The difference with Baldur's Gate to me is you have to dedicate about 3-4 hours to it if you're going to get
somewhere.
Any type of progress
for
in
sure.
the game.
I agree.
Whereas Helldivers, you can pick it up for 20 minutes, play it, put it down,
and kill some bugs.
Yeah, that was great. We're going to spread democracy across the galaxy, and then I'm going to get off in 30 minutes and go do something else.
So that was because our last play time was only maybe 2 hours, hour and a half,
something like that. Yeah.
But yeah, that's. I mean, I think in the game realm, we might have some things coming down the line to try something a little bit different in the game world. Try to see what we got. You know, let this gamer here kind of spread his wings a little bit.
I'll guide you to the world of gaming. Yeah. We've already talked about the fact that we're going to do Monster Hunter.
Which we got the one that's out right now.
World.
Yeah.
And then Iceborne after, which is not only a DLC, it's kind of like what Elden Ring's coming out with. It's an expansion.
Okay.
I mean, it's
so you get a big chunk of world,
a big continent,
new things. Okay.
Yeah, several new monsters to fight. We need to do a Monster Hunter playthrough together. We don't have to record it or anything, but like me, you, John, get in there.
I'm all for it.
You know.
Look, at this point, I'm not disappointed in the 2 animes you pointed me at, 2 games you've pointed me at. Not mad. So I'm willing to try.
But I also told you to play Elden Ring and.
But look, you talked about it. You came and said you fucked up.
I apologize profusely.
You know, I understand. But that one was a tougher sell for me because you have to understand. I want to sit down and enjoy the game. I don't want to sit down there and be more confused than I am
like
in my
a job.
life.
And you're like, oh, the curve is so hard that I'm going to have to.
You find it as a getaway. We were talking you find it peaceful. You find you want to be out of just there.
Just exploring the world lowers my blood pressure.
So then there you go. I think that's a good way to look at it. But the couple things I want to bring up just, before we dive into the Anime Awards. Invincible Part 2, Season 2 is on the way. We are, I believe, 9 days.
Right.
I think it is the 14th.
I forgot all about it.
Yep, March 14th, Prime, coming back, hitting heavy, and we get to see what happens. So old Mark Grayson. But it is this month, and it came quick.
And then it's 1 week, 1 episode.
I believe that's how it works.
That's fine.
Which I'm good with, but I know we talked about it in one of our previous videos, probably early in January, and here we are already in March, just like that, and Invincible's right down the street. And, since we're going to Invincibles real quick, coming down the road, I have a quick thing that I read that, obviously I'm a Pokemon fan. I think we all have been or still are, depending on what point in our life. But big news with big news with Pokemon.
Please tell me something exciting.
They're taking 2024 off. They are not putting a game out. You can breathe. They're going to focus on something. They're going to give us a chance to want. I'm pretty sure it has been consistent for almost 10 years now that every year you got a Pokemon game. That's a problem. That means you're getting lazy.
The bar is so low that we're just like, it would be, I guess you have a point, because if it was like if Madden took a year off.
Right.
Or like if EA stopped for a year of making it, it would make, you're right.
I would want it more.
Are you actually putting time and effort into like making a football simulation game?
Yeah.
And not like the every annual fuck you pay me for the same game bullshit?
But there is a game that Pokemon is designing. I think it was originally planned for this year, but I think they're holding out till next year because of the new Nintendo console that'll probably come out by then.
The new Switch.
Yeah.
And
they're going to be better graphics, better
Power
things.
World. Power World. Absolutely. On top of
honestly,
everything you're saying, they looked at Power World and they were like,
we got to try.
You mean that we're losing out on all this income because we're just doing the same thing over and over again? You mean if we innovate, if we change the formula, if we introduce new game mechanics, we could actually grow the IP?
I think you're right, man.
And
that would make
everyone
sense.
Was like sitting around and they were like,
because you think how many board meetings do you think they had to get together at Game Freak and Nintendo
God, fuck.
and be like, hey, we've held this position on this style of game for decades.
on pause.
Yep.
Pause. Ooh, this works. Don't ever do anything else.
Yep. And look, it's the nostalgia. All this is right. Right. That's the thing. Like,
oh my God.
You prey upon it now. Let's hope that they might learn something. Like, Power World might have did them dirty by stealing basically everything that Pokemon is, which is fine.
They stole the concept,
adding their
the
flair,
very core value,
Yeah.
and said, just look how much you can do with just a little bit of a flair.
That's it. And I don't think it took. So I'm hopeful that Pokemon will come around because I will forever and always love Pokemon. It is a thing. Obviously, the original handful first, but
it hits all the nostalgia.
The game's
buttons.
great, but let's hope, fingers crossed, 2025 will bring us a new
you know what I'd love to see?
Pokemon look.
If Game Freak and Nintendo, for the sake of making money, allowed the game to be on Sony and Microsoft consoles.
Oh,
if they realized how much money is out there from people who have those systems.
Right. Because I would say, I was going to say Nintendo is probably the most bought system. Because I think it's more universally friendly and cheaper.
Switches, you're right.
So, because you're going to get kids and you're going to get adults.
But just think about the tens of millions of people with PS5s.
And you can walk around with it. There's more things you can do with Nintendo. But you sacrifice quality and basic overall hardware, everything.
Prowess. With the other consoles.
Which is fine, but there needs to be a network for it. So maybe they designed the system. I would maybe Nintendo focused on, instead of carrying it with you, they could do a better sit-down system, where your graphics could be a little bit higher.
Can I get a Pokemon Elden Ring, please? Can I get
that? Damn well I would try that.
My God. It doesn't have to be a Souls-like. I'm just talking about an open world.
True open world.
Yeah, the Pokemon have actual ecosystems, and they have a order of who is the alpha of an area, and you go and you fight that thing. And I want Pokemon to be open world RPG with proper leveling mechanics in a world that you want to explore, finding Pokemon in environments that make sense,
and building a true bond with them because they're
having
out with
a real
you.
story.
Yep.
And having a real story.
All right. Hopefully they're listening to us.
I'm not saying anything original. People have been saying in the anime community this bullshit for so many years, Ryan. It's all Game Freak had to do was okay, we hear you, and we're going to try to deliver on that. I think Arceus or whatever was their Nintendo
that was
Switch.
A good attempt at a change.
That was sure.
That was open world. Pokemon are wandering around.
I'd give it thank you for trying, but keep going.
And I think
a lot more.
Maybe their Power World will light that fire.
Hopefully.
So
Power World, the game, the Pokemon all had jobs. Well, so do Pokemon in the anime.
Correct.
Why was that never explored?
Machop and Machoke's are construction workers.
I guess they're whoa, you could ride Lapras and you could...
Yeah.
Jesus.
And then you fly the Pidgeotto that Ash was holding like this.
That's right. All 40 kilos of it. That gym video of the guy trying to do the lifts with the Pokemon, so genius. Imagine sitting in your house and you were like, oh my God, I know what viral video I'm about to make. It's yep.
Because everyone's going to watch it because it doesn't make sense.
Yep.
It's in the fantasy world of anime. Speaking of anime.
Yeah.
All right.
I have a big one.
So, big one.
I have a big one.
All right, then. Slide it to me, big boy. If you say Vinland Saga Season 3, you can walk the fuck out this room.
I'd be so excited if that was true. No, something you're going to be very excited over.
Okay?
One Punch Man Season 3.
I know we did just talk about that, didn't we?
It is officially been announced.
Okay.
JC Staff, who everyone complained about in the second season, who developed that, directed it, created it, is doing that with Season 3.
God, yeah, 8 hours ago, finally confirmed. Mm-hmm. This is Mr. News himself right here.
Yeah, so it's happening. JC Staff's doing it. Season 2, right, was 5 years ago. Already.
Doesn't feel like that to me.
5
because
years
I watched
ago.
it.
True.
True. That's why, like, when you said from, like,
it's been a long time.
Well, that's exciting. Obviously, no dates. This is still early. But it's coming.
Yeah, it's definitely coming.
That alone. So now, if I had to stab a guess at it in the world of, like, one anime, we're 2 to 3 years out. Depending on what else they're working on.
I'm going to say within a year.
Really?
18 months it'll be out.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Within 18 months, we will get Season 3. And, I can't tell you because I've read ahead in the manga. I've already told you a couple times that it's the only manga. The anime stopped, and I was like, okay, I must know what happens next. And cannot wait
so
to
it looks
see
like there
some
will
of the animated things.
There's a trailer. Maybe next time we'll pull into the trailer park.
Yeah.
Give that a try. Because I think, obviously, it's probably just a small teaser.
I watched it already. Within 5 minutes of it dropping. I couldn't help it.
Is it a trailer or is it a teaser?
It's a teaser.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know I hate teasers.
It's a teaser.
Because remember Vinland Saga when they were teasing Season 2? And they had like all the fun stuff from Season 1 and quick zips like that? Yes. And then you got nothing like that? God, what a disappointment.
You speak for yourself.
God, I am sickened by that show.
It's the best anime of all time. So we can't
Do
be
you,
any further
actually,
apart.
you know what?
We're just going to fight about this until the end of time.
Here's what it is.
I don't care either.
Let's jump
honor.
into the Anime Awards and see what the best animes of 2024 were.
Yeah.
Because, Vinland Saga Season 2 came out in there.
It did.
Demon Slayer Season 3 came out in there. Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2 came out in there.
Yeah.
So, like, let's have a scroll down this path here.
And we're not saying anything new. I mean, these have been out for about a couple days now.
Yeah, I think it was a couple days. It definitely was a couple days ago.
I mean, Jujutsu Kaisen cleaned house.
I mean, anime of the year for 2024 is Jujutsu Kaisen. Now, you know what really kind of like made me think about, I feel pretty hip now that I'm in with all this stuff. Because I'm reading the nominees of what were in there.
Yeah.
Okay. Chainsaw Man, watched it. Demon Slayer, watched it. Juju, watched it. Vinland, watched it. So, like, 4 of the 6.
What else was on there?
That's it. Oh, please excuse me. You'll know what I'm talking about. Bocce the Rock? Mm-hmm. And Oshinoko?
Yeah.
That's it.
That was
so
old.
4 of the 6 I personally watched with my eyes. The other 2 I don't know where they are, but that'd be a good place to start. Maybe like if they're that good.
Right.
If I liked 4 of the 6,
and they get great
I might
too.
like 5 and 6. You know what I mean?
They're very different too.
And Juju won, obviously.
They won.
Creme de la creme.
It won more awards in the Anime Awards than anything ever. Now it hasn't been around forever, but since it's been around, Jujutsu Kaisen is just won, I think, 11.
I'm looking at like the best new anime series. Who won that?
What were the nominees? And what were the nominees?
Bocce the Rock. So there's another one.
Yeah.
Chainsaw Man was obviously in there at 1. Heavenly Delusion. Hell's Paradise. Saw that.
Yep.
The Oshinoko again. And Zom 100 Bucket List of the Dead. Have you heard of them?
All of them, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but I just can't give every anime a watch. Though there's a couple though that are all my like.
I feel like at this point the Bocce I would say Bocce.
Yeah, Bocce the Rock. Yeah.
I would give that a shot. It's been on both best new anime, so it's not too deep in.
Right.
That it would scare me away. It's not like best like forever running continuing anime series is One Piece.
Now.
Okay, sure. I'll never watch that. I don't have the time to time travel back and develop the time.
I'm trying to go in and see what, if anything, Vinland Saga won. I know it won something, and I want to know what it got its flowers for.
Best animation?
Demon Slayer.
Correct.
I mean,
We
Demon
talk about it
Slayer-
every episode about how beautiful it was.
Yeah, they do something different over there at UFO Table to where
Man, we just did well this year watching some top-notch
Yeah.
anime.
we did. I told you. I listen to the community. When a show comes out and the anime community is like on the same page and saying, okay, yeah, this is pretty good, this is pretty good, I know that more often than not, I'm not at least going to waste my time watching it.
Okay.
And more often than not, I'm going to get something that's like, that was fantastic. You know.
Juju won Best Character Design. They won Best Director. They won Best Cinematography. Best Art Direction was Demon Slayer.
I mean, they also won.
Best Action Anime was Juju.
Yeah. The cinematography.
Yep, they won a lot, man.
Yeah.
And Demon Slayer and
Supporting
Juju
actor.
won pretty good.
I know.
And it all seems like I'm looking at their like the list of nominees, roughly the same in each. Obviously, because if you're good, you're going to be competitive across the board.
Right.
With like Demon Slayer and Juju and Chainsaw and I just saw. Wait, I don't even. I'll tell you, I haven't seen Vinland Saga on any other list but just the best one. Because you know what? Piss poor animation, piss poor story, piss poor fucking character direction. Anyway, scrolling on.
I'm not giving you the time.
I know you're not. Fish over here ain't biting my hook.
Definitely not. I am surprised it didn't get nominated for more.
Oh, actually, so scratch that with Bocce the Rock.
It's like slice of life.
It won Best Slice of Life Anime.
Yeah.
I was looking for Vinland Saga. It's not on
Oh,
there.
for fuck's sake, it's not.
The only one he could have won.
Oh, my God.
Best main anime character is Monkey D. Luffy.
Luffy?
Sure.
From One Piece? Luffy?
Yeah, I would say it's Luffy, but it's probably that
Luffy.
way. Yeah, but like to me,
Yeah.
it's spelled like fluffy. We don't say floofy, do we? So it'd be Luffy.
We're going to play that with the English language about all the words that make sense about how we're going to do that?
Yeah. Oh,
No.
Thorfinn's on there.
For best,
Oh
character?
God, I thought it said season 1. It says season 2.
Yep.
Good thing he lost.
Hold on.
Best supporting anime character was Satoru Gojo.
Of course.
This is pretty cool. Like to scroll, like I don't know this shit.
And you know it all, yeah. Oh, let's see. Vinland Saga 2, Anime of the Year.
Best
It failed to win
song?
any accolades. That surprises
What
me.
did?
Finland.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet, so I guess it won't. I will not see it.
I mean, Jujutsu Kaisen's just gonna.
It just was good, man.
I think that I enjoyed personally Vinland Saga over Juju. I would have picked my personal anime of the year is Vinland Season 2. But that is no slight to Jujutsu Kaisen, which to me is like, I don't even want to say 2. It's like, oh, duh, that's the other one.
Okay.
Like, to me, there's more than one winner. Why do we pick one? It's stupid. Like, the animes
Let
of the
everybody
year...
just get a trophy and then water down the actual meaning of what it means to be the best.
All right, I'll give you... All right, touche. But to me, the 2 this year, sometimes there might be 3. Maybe there is 1.
Like a top 3, like a pedestal, like a boom, boom, boom,
Yeah.
gold, silver, copper,
Silver is definitely Jujutsu Kaisen for me.
bronze,
And, but gold, it's going to Vinland.
and
I mean,
your third.
we watched so many. I don't know. It wouldn't be...
Shit, right now, I'd give third to the 2 that we're watching. Not even over.
Yeah.
Like, Christ, one's not even an anime. One's the other one.
Well, why don't we dive into
Just roll
both
right
of
into
those?
that?
Yeah, like I mean, you're caught up, right? Like on both.
I am caught up.
'Kay.
And let's start with Ninja Kamui. Let's go there, I think. Fantastic, man. This just, and I'm watching it in English. I know he shamed me. He made me feel different.
No, I'm not going to yuck your gum. You do your thing.
But because we had the conversation, and I tested it, and I looked, I watched, and I was like, you know what? I don't have to read all my shows. Let me just watch and listen. Now, granted, you and I could do better voice acting, and I promise
no.
you. Oh my God. Okay, so
no,
here we are in Ninja Kamui. So there's, remember at your I don't even know what episode this is. We're on 3.
4 of 4.
Okay.
We just watched 4.
So when they're at the table, and they have like the Jeff Bezos guy or the Mark Zuckerberg, whoever's playing that guy. You have his helper who has like the braids. You have the guy who showed up like I don't know it. Sorry, I don't know any of their names.
It's going to take a while.
The guy who's like runs the ninjas and like he's
The old
involved with
man.
the older man.
Yeah, the
and then you have the
Heihachi
guy
looking
who's like in the cart.
Yes.
'Kay.
The ninja.
Okay. Now here's my best impression of it.
Oh no!
Because the Jeff Bezos guy is talking about how like he is impressed by the main character. Ready? He's like this. So you're just gonna go over there and talk about him like you just want him to come fuck you, bend you over the table and fuck you, don't you? The ass. What? Oh my god! Oh my god! The
Japanese version is so much cleaner than that.
Oh no, he was basically, you just want him to come and bend you over, don't you? What the fuck am I watching? Like, and then he's like, you just want to make, and then he's like, no, that's what my assistant's for. Like,
I will absolutely go do this.
you have to watch that portion.
Yes.
Because the voice that voices the little guy on the cart is fucking absurd. And then I don't know who's fucking who, but we're all getting fucked in the ass by the end of it. Because, and he 3 times in that one conversation, he brought up getting fucked or fucking him. Like one or the other. And it's just like.
God. The Japanese version definitely insinuated things, but.
Oh no, this was America's like, I'm going to come fuck him over bend him over the table. What? This? First off, so now I do like the show a lot. I will say that, and look, we are mouthy sons of bitches, and we like dirty things. It almost took me out of that episode. I was just like, it offered nothing. It wasn't even funny. Like
this is hilarious.
Yeah, this right here. I was so blown away by what I heard.
All right, I have to go watch this now.
That portion of that last episode. But I like the relationship between the FBI and the ninja.
Hagen.
Yeah, that's it. And then Mike is the other guy.
Yes,
Mike Morris.
Yeah.
And
the very American.
Yes, I remember that one because he had business.
Oh, yeah, Mike.
And then because we were they were talking about how he destroyed that like automated robot that came to kill him, was stabbing through the beetle. And like, oh God, in that episode we broke into like the secure town, which was pretty cool. And then we ran into, because we got a little backstory, got a little
for Mike
sprinkling of, no, we got backstory for Hagen.
We got it for Mike too. His daughter died.
Oh right, because he had
and his wife left him or something.
The drawing, yeah, because she called him and he wouldn't pick up, and the daughter was dead.
I took, because they said it was an accident, like the driver never saw her or something like that. I don't remember exactly what she said.
That was it.
But I think she was blaming Mike because he was an FBI agent that it happened, and therefore she might have been killed versus just a happenstance thing.
English world, it was...
Maybe I just misunderstood it too.
It was the driver wasn't there, and the wife couldn't handle it because of him being an FBI agent.
Got it. Okay, maybe I
because he wasn't picking up his phone. He was actively ignoring her. Like she was look, we all ignore our significant others, and sometimes we just do. But if they call back to back, we'll pick up, because that means there's a problem. So this guy, being the FBI agent, should have been like, oh, give me a minute. We're just bullshitting in the car. Like, he ain't doing anything special. So he should have picked up, lost his daughter, and now you get a little bit about what he is and why he is the way he is.
But you're also right about Hagen.
Oh, his wife, where they fell in love and banged in the cave to stay warm. It wasn't for pleasure. Because they can't. Because the ninja rule is they can't.
No ties even to your allies.
Yeah.
And he's like, I said fuck that rule as soon as
I mean, when he saw that ass, why not?
Yeah, he's like, yeah.
When she tried to kill herself, he grabbed the sword, then there it was. Instead of stab me with that sword, stab me with this sword kind of thing. Sheath it on me, you know what I mean?
And then their friend, the other one,
shows up at the end of the episode.
He's like one of the big bad guys of the episode.
Yeah, and I want to know who's directing Hagen. Like who's was on the phone call telling him to get through the bottom of the building. Like who's breaking him in. I think it's the little guy in the cart.
That's what my guess was, yeah.
Because they kind of he called him before, but the voice was different.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I think that's coming.
Same thing.
Okay. So maybe we'll see that, but I think I thoroughly enjoy the show. And it's how do I put this? It's very Adult Swimmy.
Yeah.
it fits there. Like, is it ever going to be on this list of like Crunchyroll best of animes?
It will be this year. Absolutely.
You think?
By the end of the season, absolutely yes.
Oh, we're going to circle back.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It will absolutely be on the list because it's just that popular, and
Okay.
it appeals to a very wide audience, like Jujutsu Kaisen did. So Vinland Saga season 2 appealed to a very, I would believe, a niche audience like me.
Sure.
But
sure.
Jujutsu
All
Kaisen,
three of you that exist.
by the nature of what it is, definitely appealed to a more broad audience. Ninja Kamui will appeal to that same audience.
Well, that's good because
For the
I
same
think it
reasons.
deserves it. I think right now, being 4 episodes in, I think the story's just cooking.
Excellent start.
Yeah, like we got a little bit. It was straight up action. We get the idea. There's the bad corporation of the tech company.
Yeah,
There's the
Azua or
bad
something.
ninjas. We're out against the guy who broke the code, who's now teaming up with someone who will arrest him in the end.
And I like his whole, like, I'm a good guy and I
Yeah.
do what's right all the time thing. I also like how he's bending it
Yeah.
because he realizes in order to fight evil,
badass
sometimes
people out there.
your morals have to not break, but bend sometimes.
Yep.
You know,
He'll maintain it.
I like that. I'm interested to see how that develops through the show, the
Okay.
history of his character. But, you know, and the director is the same director who did season 1 of Juju. So, I mean, not only is it going to
Okay.
be liked for the same reason, it's directed by the same dude.
I'm good with that.
So, not season 2, of course, but season 1. So, that'll lead us into
My favorite one.
the last topic of the episode, which is the other fantastic anime we're watching right now. And, okay, 2 things. One, we needed an episode like this because
Yes.
we needed to get connected to the other characters in the show and have ties.
We also need to set up more of a story.
Correct. It was needed.
Yep.
And for that
And
reason,
appreciated.
next week, I believe that episode is going to be insane. Purple hair dude, all my anime viewing senses are telling me that is A, not a B rank dude, the one responsible for the prisoners going into that D rank dungeon.
Oh, something's up with
No,
that.
absolutely.
Well, okay.
He's an S rank A rank at least.
Well, because he can take on what are those C ranks? The prisoners.
Technically, a B should be
And
able
he
to do that in their
all
world.
3 of them though.
In their world, a B is
so
a lot
like
better.
it's not like here's A and here's B. It's like here's A, here's B, like the Richter scale, like for an earthquake, like it's multiplied instead
not
of
as
just
simple
1,
as
2, 3,
saying-
4. It's like
exactly.
1, 10, 20,
There's levels
30,
to it.
40.
Right.
Like so he will come in handy.
My
'cause
anime
of
sense is
course
telling me.
those guys will get popping off.
I also think he's a bad dude. Like, he's going to be opposing Sung Woo. Like, yeah, 1,000,000%
Really?
that dude is going to be causing
But he's like
problems.
hired by the.
We don't know who's hired. They're all got together again.
I figured the construction company hired him.
Maybe. There's
'Cause
also
he's out there?
the older brother of who got killed in the raid.
He's on his way,
Yeah,
but he's
on his-
booked for the year.
So maybe
I think we got
he
some
did
time.
say that. He did say that. Like
Yeah.
setting up a villain after the first villain.
because
stuff like that.
he's a company man. He's basically owned by that guild, or is the guild master, whatever. And then he's got other things he's got to do.
Jinwoo. I said Sung Woo. It's Jinwoo.
The girl who was the other S rank that was jogging,
Yeah, the blonde hair girl.
Yep.
Yes.
turned in the construction car because they're trying to poach people.
Which would be a very realistic thing, by the way.
Absolutely, because there's only a handful of them.
It'd be like
you
companies
need one.
trying to give you a better endorsement deal, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I equated it to.
And then you had.
I like the B rank healer. I don't know how she's going to come
She had a
into
glow
play.
up too. Her mother was straight up disrespectful on the phone.
Imagine her being that way for her whole life, probably, or since she awakened, and then everyone trying to, like, if you don't like it, just stop. I mean, I'd be convinced
Come
to try
home,
to-
work for the family. You're never that good. You're not that good of a healer. You're only a B rank, and you can't even run B dungeons.
That's her demeanor. I want to see her break out of her shell.
I think she's
which
there.
will happen.
You know what it's going to take.
Or she'll break and she'll die.
You know, it's
how
gonna-
dark are we going with this anime?
Oh no,
Because
there's
it
got to
could-
be a love interest outside of
It could be the blonde chick,
with Sung Woo,
Jinwoo.
Jinwoo. Sorry.
Yeah, I already fucked it up.
Look,
Five
Jinwoo's either
episodes
getting
into
his
shit.
sister
Still
or the B rank healer.
Just stop. Stop. I swear to God, you focus on the sexual aspects of the
Absolutely,
show.
because everything in this world is sexualized. The girl running around the track, her fat ass running around.
Oh my God,
with
did you
all that
listen?
thing.
Okay, in English, did they make her drinking
I
as
didn't-
big of a deal as they did in Japanese?
Wait, for
It was
solo
like a
leveling?
borderline porno. When
So-
she got done
Oh,
running, she's sitting down
First
and
off,
she's
I
drinking.
watch solo leveling. I read it.
Oh, right. I'm sorry. This one,
But
you
yes,
actually
it was
watched
very
some.
seductive. I know
My
exactly
God.
what you're talking
Jesus
about.
Christ! Like, all right.
And it was like guzzling something down. It's like, all right, baby. Like, what are we doing?
Anyway,
But we always have to over-sexualize anime, and I don't know why. I appreciate when we don't.
We sexualize everything.
Like Ninja Kamui wasn't there until the guy in the cart was bending anybody over the table and fucking them.
I swear to God, I have to go watch that in English.
It was just
I can
poor
see you
voice
now.
acting.
You're like going through your phone, halfway paying attention because it's in English.
Yeah,
and you
of
record
course.
yourself
Of
that
course,
luxury.
I could be somewhere else.
Yeah, and he's like, bend me over the table and fuck me, why don't you? And he's like,
That's oh my God, that sounded just like him. You're gonna watch it after this, and you're gonna be like, "Damn, I was pretty good at that."
Oh God!
But
I don't want to discredit the people that do it and what we talk about because voice acting's a hard thing.
No,
to do.
it isn't. They're putting in minimal effort.
He's calling
Okay,
them out.
they're putting minimal effort in.
Trying to be charitable.
And because here's what it is: if they gave a single fuck about their job that they were doing, they would do a little bit better. Like where? Okay, because I would assume people voice acting and doing the English language, but maybe not because of the way it works. You're going to hear it in Japanese first and read the anime portion. You're going to.
You mean as a voice actor?
I would hope that you're doing your goddamn homework.
Are they coming out at the same time?
Well, that's why I'm now questioning. So, then you know
Normally
what?
you'd have that.
Then it doesn't. Then I don't blame the voice actors. I blame the people who are giving them like here's your script.
They definitely
here's
have
your
like
script.
okay, in this sentence, what we're really looking for. I'm assuming I say this.
Right.
I don't have any fucking clue.
Or you're just at your home in your closet to get sound dampening, and you're just reading these lines in your phone and sending it off to the guy, and they edit it down. That's what it seemed like.
Like if I just like to think if I was doing voice acting, I want to be like immersed. Like first of all, I need to like be that character, and I need zero distractions. Yep. I need to know exactly what's happening in the scene, like how my character. And I'm sure this is like something a professional.
I think of like Mark Hamill when you think of a good voice actor.
Everyone in Castlevania.
But have you ever watched voice actors?
Vox Machina.
Like true voice actors, like
yes,
they're in character.
And when they're like doing their in studios, they're like exacerbating,
contorting their bodies, like the way like to make a noise, like it. There was zero effort.
But I guess I don't know what the industry looks like as far as like the bell curve for like how talented versus how much. And like what the pool of talent looks like.
I don't care. Or because you can find an upstarting voice actor that's good.
Or is it like that where it's like an industry where it's like there's not that many. I can't believe it's an industry there's not that many.
Not in the world of anime. Because the intention of anime is to be dubbed for English smooth brains. You know what I mean? Like, I'm supposed to watch this. How do I get the
easier
dumb...
on yourself. It's a little too self-deprecating.
How do we get the dumb American to watch it? Well, we don't make it sound dumb because I get it. We as an American sound stupid. I get it. The Southern people, they sound dumb. Just the way of the world. But I don't know.
It's just maybe if I was fluent in Japanese, I'd be able to pick up inconsistencies like I can in English.
Maybe.
And maybe like I'm giving them credit because of my ignorance to their language.
Which I get it.
And if I was fluent, I'd be like, I don't buy that. I think those
Which would
Japanese,
be crazy.
I think those people who in Japan who speak Japanese fluently, who voice act these characters, do like an absolutely incredible job.
I envision them like in their screaming moments, which is about 95% of the episodes.
Jin Woo.
They all scream.
That voice actor. He's coughing blood for fuck's sake.
Yeah, it sounded like he actually had something in his mouth.
And listen, when that scene was happening real time, one of my very first thoughts about that battle with the snake is he is nailing this fucking scene.
Yeah.
There are certain scenes where like a couple other characters like Thorfinn, his voice actor in Japanese. There's certain scenes that Thorfinn, I'm like, absolutely fucking yes. Like that is like picture perfect voice acting. Or Yuji, when Yuji came back to be from Sukuna and he saw how Shibuya had been blown up and he was trying to just like kill himself, kind of like, please, I need to die. And his fingernails, obviously that's animated, but you feel the pain in his voice.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Yep.
I agree. They are definitely very
It is a skill, but see, like,
that's also something very prideful to their country.
That's what I was just going to say. And you're going to invest more in your original product than your watered-down dubbed version. Now, because you have dubbed versions in English, French, German, every language.
Yep.
And obviously, like, you're going to get it based upon probably market and money. You're going to invest more in English,
Like whatever
maybe,
the budget looks
or
like to do the dub.
How many, like,
Yeah.
is Germany watching a ton of it? Do we
That's a good
invest
point.
deep in that?
They have to pay all these languages.
Right.
Somebody from all these languages that we want to actually make our show in, we have to pay them to do
So
this.
you would think that's where you're going to cut a little cost, because if you really were a true anime fan, you're going to watch it subbed.
You could be
because-
a true anime fan and watch dub only. I'm not going to shit on you if you're doing that.
He tried.
I think, though, you are missing a certain aspect of what the...
Right. A
Like,
built-in energy.
Yes.
Yeah.
There is a certain
sure.
energy that the original actor for the original intended home language of that show wanted you to feel.
Right.
And by not watching it in that language, do you lose a little bit in translation?
Of
I
course.
believe so.
Oh, you do? And that
Like-
happens in anything, because you're not going to... Like, even if you went language to language...
Like Chinese
you're going to
Avengers.
lose something.
Right? Got released in China.
Oh, right. Like the
They got to
Avengers
get
movie.
like somebody to do Robert Downey Jr. They got to get somebody to do Thor. They got to get
everybody in
And
there.
are they doing as good of a job
as Robert Downey Jr.?
The answer's got to be no.
No, the answer is no.
Right.
Like, you're not going to get an A-lister to cover an A-lister. You're going to get someone who does the job and can... It's going to get you by.
And when I was a kid, I would never watch sub. I'm like, absolutely not. I will watch dub. If it doesn't exist, I'm not watching it. And it's crazy how now that I'm an adult, I'm like, okay, if there isn't a sub, if it's not at least an 8 out of 10, I'm going to be annoyed the whole time listening, and I will not like this show.
And
it's crazy how much of a swing I've gone
when
in.
you do your recap for Ninja Kamui, you'll be thankful you watched it.
Because that would have ruined the whole episode for me. Like you said, it had
almost did.
It almost took you out of
Almost
it.
did.
Would it have taken you out of there if it was delivered in a way that made you go, Jesus Christ, he's demented?
Well, because like
Instead of, like,
the
that
part
didn't make
that I
sense.
watched in subbed and then went and rewatched it in dubbed, see how it's similar, was the car scene with the guy on top stabbing the roof.
Yeah.
The depth of the voice was totally different. The words were the same, but like the intensity, everything that comes like behind language, like obviously because you have emotion, you have intent, you
Yes.
have, things. But if you're just monotone reading like this, but he's like,
felt
hey, what's going on? Like, and you
felt it
read
in
that.
sub.
Yeah, you did. You do.
Yeah.
For sure. And
That's-
it's not ruining it for me, but I get it. Like, we've done this before. There was another one we watched way back when we had a terrible set and we were super bright.
Skin all washed out.
Yeah. You watched sub, and came to the agreement that we watched two totally different shows.
Oh, what was that?
Yeah.
I can't remember now, but
Yeah, we'll figure that out. But definitely, like, it is two different shows.
and for that reason, and now, I won't watch the sub of a show like Castlevania because it wasn't made for a Japanese audience
Right.
originally. It was made for English-speaking
So
audience.
maybe I should just watch it.
So
Whatever the original,
That is my usually go-to now.
like whatever your intended purpose was.
Because I know you put more budget towards
Yeah,
that.
yeah, right,
Than the
exactly.
substitute for that. So with anime, it's just going to be Japanese.
All right, so maybe in this next week, before we do our next episode, I'll go back and rewatch, and we'll do a different take and see if it's a different show.
Keegan sounds much better Japanese than he does in English.
I'm sure, and because you'd think he's more intense.
He's very dark and brooding.
Yeah,
And he's
you
got
get a
like,
little bit of that, but not nearly.
it's kind of
as
more
much.
gruff.
Yeah,
He's like in English, it sounds like he's like some dude with a pickup truck from Texas that, grew up in a bad neighborhood versus like, what I believe a Japanese ninja would sound like.
Right. Right.
Like,
Yes.
where are you going with them?
You've watched it.
I told you.
I told you we can do better.
I tried watching it, and I don't know.
Well, because honestly, you had the original concern that I had was like I had to ask you, is there a sub version? You had to work for it. It starts in English, and then I just let it roll
Yeah.
because I was like, oh, this may be all I get access to.
And now that we're saying this, I wonder, is it Japanese first because it defaulted for English, or is that just your settings on your personal?
It must be on
Okay.
on what it's
Because
on
I'd have to
HBO
think
Max
it's
or
Japanese
Max.
as original. Now I know they do.
Oh no,
same
they
day
had a
dub
couple.
sub.
They did. So I was able to, like, as soon as you told me to do it, like, I went and did it. It was like easy.
Okay.
But
Well, we have those 2 shows going, and they're both fabulous. And Saturday and Sunday, I'm like, I got 2 fantastic anime to get to watch.
And it's coming
now
quick.
Invincible's coming, which by the way is in English and is amazing.
Right,
So,
there's another one because those voice actors are good. They're actually people we know from like our.
J.K. Simmons is a
He's
the dude's good at
He's a
everything.
voice actor, but he plays the same voice. We just like his voice. I think of
You can be
what's
a
his name?
voice actor.
Cedric,
that doesn't do 100 voices. If you have a good voice, like your voice is really good, like J.K. Simmons, I mean, you use what you got and just dive into the character like he did for Omni-Man. And
and
unreal.
he
his
fits
delivery.
that character.
Yes. My God, he looks like him almost. Like,
I know.
He does a
which I
fantastic
do
job.
appreciate that because sometimes they do that.
who do you voice?
The dragon.
Oh, you're talking about Benedict Cumberbatch.
No,
Or
that was.
I assume you thought the dragon in Lord of the Rings. The dragon in what?
Vox Machina. Sorry, I did say that.
Oh, his name was. Pause.
Yep,
Lance Reddick.
that's it. Lance.
Yeah, his name was Lance Reddick.
And I think he was a voice actor.
Amazing voice.
Yeah, and like,
There are
and he was a
certain
good
dudes-
actor too. Don't get me wrong.
Absolutely, yeah.
But like, his voice actor was like, he was voiced so much.
He voiced that voice for every character where you're like, that's exactly
Yep.
what they'd sound like.
Yeah, and I was great with
Rest
it.
in peace, by the way.
Yes, absolutely. But I don't know if I have any more to say for episode 6.
No.
The true episode 6.
True episode 6.
Of The Layman Show.
If you guys like what we're doing around here, please like, comment, and subscribe. Help us get to 500 subs. We have a lot planned for the channel coming up. We're going to do a Let's Play. I'm going to try to get Ryan convinced to play Elden Ring, and we might even record as it happens, because that would be hilarious. We have to do our Tekken night coming up pretty soon. Where I whip that ass.
Did you buy it?
Not yet,
Oh,
but I
me
will.
either.
So for that and much more in the weeks to come, like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next episode.